Say that.
I'm looking for the loots. Killed a bunch of deadwalkers and then they dropped all the loots.
Yeah, so on the way running back here, we thought, hey, if we had taken the demons off, wouldn't he have only been able to protect us and not our companion?
It probably would have been a plot hole, and whomever was with us would have just been totally okay.
Really? Or they could have turned against you.
Yep. Okay, let me check the journal just in case. Okay. Drink the elixir
at the cave entrance.
Wait. How? Oh, that was it right there.
The mental protection potion.
I guess talk?
Edwin, I need to speak to you.
What can I do?
Nope.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna save just in case I screw this up and get us possessed by accident.
Or her possessed by accident.
Mainly. So...
This is the place. Now's the time to find out if this potion is gonna work.
This is... This brew is worse than those sold by common charlatans. I wouldn't count on it doing much.
Well, hey, we're level 16. Sweet. Yeah, we've already almost maxed out Pyromancy. That's funny. Well, we might as well put it into Guardian Flames, considering...
You're not going more with your ranger moves?
I'll put more points into that later. Let's see. But I should actually equip this. Where is it? There we go. Left trigger Y. Nope. We want left trigger... Left trigger Y there. Left trigger X. Oh. Left trigger X. Left trigger A. There we go. That's a good way of doing it.
The Lair of Whispers.
I wonder if they're going to be new enemy types.
Creatures. They are powerful and probably the most vicious in all the Deadwalker army.
I guess it's just going to be more Deadwalkers. Hey, speaking of...
More villagers.
They burn quick. That is actually extremely convenient at the very least.
Is it really like just all the slashy slash?
Yeah, the combat feels really fluid in terms of the animations.
I just like it how for once you're not playing the Juggernaut greatsword wielding character.
Yeah, well, in this one, armor's not dependent on those things. Body pile. Ugh. Horribly modeled body pile. Those are incredibly low poly. Either way, got daggers. Wait, hold on. I want to do one other thing. Tough. Map. Okay, so we've got two doors. Let's go the long way around. Maybe that will get us some loot along the way. I'm not entirely sure what the difference between the doors are, but I want as much stuff as possible. Oh, hello.
Oh, there's a big guy, too. He's lumbering through that doorway and spitting. Did you dodge the spit?
Because I did a fireball, yep. Apparently. Well, let's get in close and just kill him really fast with fire. Ow! Apparently there's another one, or something. Oh, it was just an archer. Well, that's not a problem. Oh, I see. We're already on the second level. There's no loading screen between the two. We've taken a fair amount of damage from these archers. I was commenting, I think, off camera that I actually prefer... Oh, shoot, what's her name? Sybil?
Mm-hmm.
Because Sybil can heal us. Nobody else can. A lot of stuff. Anyway, let's look...
At the same time, I can't say Sybil's actually happy with you after the death of her father, huh?
Not in the slightest. Okay, so we came up this ramp here. Put us over here. So what's the mouth? I'm just going to wander around for a bit because it looks like...
Yeah, there's something glowing on the left.
Yeah, it looks like there's goodies over here.
But there's an archer up ahead.
He hasn't noticed us yet, though. There we go.
Commando's armor.
Commando's armor.
Ooh, stealth.
Yep, I haven't done this in a while. And by a while, I mean ever. I think I failed that one.
Why, is it supposed to be an instant kill?
I think it's supposed to be something other than that. Eat fire. Jerk. More fire. I was really hoping the second fireball would actually go after the other one. Looks like that is not the case. Yep. We got a big guy, but he's not that big of a deal. You just...
I still like the dodge. mechanic. Whoop.
Yeah, I like it, especially because he's big enough that I can see his telegraphs. It's the little... Oh, right, he explodes.
Yep.
That's why I took so much damage from him. So he doesn't kill me with the poison, though. I don't want to have to use a healing potion unless I really have to. The answer looks to be... No, didn't. A lot of loot around here. Glad for that one. Just gotta gets to it. Oh, it's another treasure chest. How do I get to it?
You have to go around. Like, left and around, probably. But,
Oh, I bet... Where does this take me? Is this that other door?
It's the other door.
What if... Oh, what if the only way to get to it... Nope. Never mind. I'm wrong.
That's the corpse pile.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe I could climb up to it. But that looks to be wrong. So I guess let's head back for the door. I'm not sure how to get to that treasure chest, to be honest. I guess I should have taken the shorter way. It would have meant more loot. Unless maybe there's like a passageway over here.
Way to jump down?
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't look like it. That's confusing. Wander does not like.
Just go back. There are 2 paths.
Well, whatever. It's just a treasure chest. I'm sure that the loot isn't even that meaningful. It would just be like a small temporary boost to our stats. I don't know. This game is apparently beatable by level 23.
Are you sure you don't go out that door?
No.
No, so it's this way.
Yep, it's most definitely this way. No question about that one.
Another corpse pile?
Yep. But, no, this game is beatable by level 23. I was looking at it. It's like, I guess since it's percentage-based, it doesn't really matter what level you are.
Something on the ceiling?
Looks like it.
Whoa, no! Oh, bat, I suppose.
Close enough. We just punched it. You know, you'd think if you're going into like a creepy cavern and stuff, you'd have your weapon out already. But I guess punches to the gob is good enough to hurt slimy-looking bat thing. Hello, slimy-looking bat thing.
It is an interesting...
So you're the one who's been spied in the village. Now that I see you, I understand why you'd rather not show up in person. Oh yeah, I don't hear your voice in my head anymore, actually. You must have figured that out, right? So if you've got a message to deliver, you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Forget it. I came down here to do 2 things. Look for mushrooms and kick somebody's ass. And guess what? I ain't found any mushrooms.
This is cool music. A little bit modern, but...
It's weird and arrhythmic, but I think that's kind of the point. Ow. You can't dodge that. I was really hoping I could lure him over here with my traps. Well, we're out of stuff anyway, and we've got a lot of mana to use. So, let's see if I can just fireball. See if I can fireball.
No,
Okay.
you're gonna have to be closer, remember?
Yeah, I was hoping to avoid that just because of his nuke. So I guess let's just chug potions like a drug addict. Oh, is he sapping my magic with that? He is. That's
He
why he
steals your magic and then uses it for himself. Then don't give him any ammo. Don't use your magic. Because he is a vampire.
What I want to do is lure him over this trap over here. I'm over here. Chomsky.
So long as she's not following your plan, it's not going to happen.
Just come on. Just come on.
Yeah,
right
there you go.
Did not do that much damage to him. That's a little bit disappointing. Can I set my weapons on fire? Finally. Well, now he's going to die.
soon will no longer exist. Today I fall, but dozens of new brothers and sisters will rise from the dead. The Dark Lords will raise me up again, and they will reward me.
Well, your Ice Lords have never messed with a Powder Master, now have they?
If you listen to the rabble who actually live in the swamps, we should head back to the village now. If he was right, and a general is directing the attack, only your power could stop them.
I would have chopped up the corpse to little bitty smithereens.
Yeah, set it on fire to the point where there's nothing left. Yeah, good luck. I dare ya, chump. Nope. No, just check, leave him alone. Well, never figured out how to get that chest, but it doesn't really matter at this point. And there we go. Edwin's request. Done. That was the one side quest I couldn't figure out how to do. Because it's not a side quest. It's actually just like do the main quest, but bring her along instead. Duh. Hope this is like an instant move, though. That would be convenient.
Takes you back to the village?
Good. Doesn't look like it did. Looks like we have to walk our...
The village is not far away to the right.
Oh, so it's closer, but not quite.
Yeah. This is just like the upper path. We're not there yet, but I know my way around. I think I was mentioning this off camera. Ooh, hello. But if it weren't for the minimap in this game, I would actually have no idea where anything is in this game, and we would never get anywhere. It'd be very unfortunate.
This jungle is quite maze-like.
I just blew him up. Oh, hello, big guy.
I mean, at least it's not super linear like other games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if this was like a long corridor style game, I'd be even more bored by it. But as it stands, like... shoot.
They're just firing stuff at you.
Only if I'm within range, though. Which is why I'm just kind of juking over here-ish, because I want to get the loot before I leave the area. There we go. Got the big guy. And we gotta go around the boardwalk, and then we'll be all good. But yeah, if this was like just a long corridor, I'd just be so incredibly just like out of my mind with boredom. Again, only real, truly unique thing about this game, I would say, is the music. Everything else is kind of like normal, but the music, that specifically, like the only other game that has the same feeling of music to me is Halo, actually.
Hey, music has a lot of... Mist music has a lot of stuff like this, too.
Kinda.
Mist Exile?
Kinda.
Mist Revelation?
Kinda.
Yes.
I don't know. It doesn't strike the same chord.
What? They've already come into the village?
Apparently you can confuse these enemies with fireballs. That's convenient. Yeah, or at least they're already attacking. It looks like the Freeborn Blades are doing their best.
Fuck me, Vulcan. Where were you? We were up to our necks in it. They're everywhere. We're holding this gate, but I think the others have been overrun.
Do you know where the captain is?
He headed for the center of the village. Sounded like it wasn't going well over there. You should go and help him.
I wonder if we had just taken the demon's power and stuff, if we would have gotten back before the attack.
Interesting question. I don't actually know. I doubt it.
You think it would have been the same thing either way?
Yeah, I don't think this game is that branching. Defense of the... Oh. Okay, so apparently defending the village is actually a side quest. That's interesting. Oh. Well, that worked. The witch disappeared as I was getting close to her, and I was like, oh no. Or, like, as I was firing my fireballs at her, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to deal with this. Nope, she just exploded on my immediate fireballs.
Yep.
I assume it's a female.
Banshees, yeah.
I think that's all of them. Looty, loot, 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 loot. I really wish this game had area looting, though. Why do they have gemstones on them? That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, it's always amusing when animals have weapons on them, and you're just going, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what? How? Why?
Because I think that animals would exclusively give things like hides, claws, teeth.
I guess the possible only exception would be maybe in this case the like witchy type. Oh, there we go. That's one way to do it. Private Bumpkin, don't die. Oh wait, no, that's Renkenstoffen. I guess, is that it? Or no, that's just a random villager.
Yep.
Well, let's just loot everything before we, you know, go off because we're not in a hurry, right? The villagers
are there
are
more
under attack.
Enemies to kill though?
Doesn't look like it, at least not on this side. Now we have to go into the beginning, but that was like a side quest to go help that person for whatever reason. And then we nonchalantly march through the door because, I don't know. Oh, that's a general.
Wait, is that the elf?
Oh, the elf prince? Yeah.
The prince is on the move again, and he's not wasting any time.
The puppet he confronts. It is not like the others.
It's more likely to be the puppet master. He looks like a Deadwalker general. He's probably leading the assault on Valvanor.
All of this power he animates with, it belongs to me. It was stolen and twisted by your miserable magicians. It is time to take back what is mine by right.
If you're planning to take care of him like all the others, sounds good to me. Prince Arundel won't last long facing that kind of monster.
He is using more power than thou wilt allow me to deploy.
I can take care of myself, and here's my plan. I'm gonna come at him with everything I've got. Killing their general is gonna screw up our enemies big time. Let's go do it.
So I guess there's an effect of the side quest. I was mentioning the prince not getting back up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Maybe if you hadn't given him the potion, he wouldn't have waken up, or
yeah, and we'd have to do this on our own. That would make sense at least. Ow! I hate it that the enemies will actually hit you while you're down. I don't appreciate that. Uh-oh.
Frost.
Yep.
Woo! Dodge those ones.
No, I didn't.
Have you even used your shield?
He's still hitting me. I don't generally block. Or you mean the fire shield?
Fire shield.
I know not what thy father did to him, but he seems to want to take revenge personally.
That's interesting. Well, flame daggers again. I'm probably gonna have to use some more healing potions.
Wait, why did he let you get back up? Does he have some sort of shrivel of honor? Nah. These undead creatures wouldn't.
I think it's more he wants to take revenge. Ugh. That, like, cold nova his actually hurts. I think this is a good time for a healing potion. Back off. I'm honestly not sure, like, when it's an attack at this point.
There are some attacks and there are some slows.
Yeah. They're kind of hard to tell because he'll just, like, do stuff.
Stab him in the butt.
Oh, see?
He does the same ice move that...
She does, yeah. I think this is a good time for a fireball. Wow, that does a lot of damage. Too bad I'm out of magic. Wait.
Well, I would assume fire would do more damage to him considering they're ice creatures.
And greatsword again. Surprise!
Mm-hmm.
Really wish we'd actually use our daggers.
Is he gonna lift him up or just... Yeah, I knew it! Ugh.
Did we chop the head off, or did we just, like, randomly attack his chest? I think we just randomly attacked the chest.
I'd cut off its head.
Split open the belly? Kind of hard to tell.
That was one tough death's head, but it won't command anyone now. Without their general, the Deadwalkers should leave us alone for a while. But they'll reorganize, so we can't stay here. You're right, mercenary. Let's use the time to leave. It's now or never if we're going to get to Caralthas. My father and the armies of the Free Nations should be there. If we hurry, we may be able to participate in the mother of all battles and finally push back the Ice Lords.
If thou dost throw thyself into this battle, the only thing that thou wouldst find is thy death, and the only chance thou hast for saving this world will disappear with thee. Their armies will not win. He knows this, but that is not what motivates him. He is seeking his father's approval. He wants to buy the crown by delivering us to his king. He believes we are at his command. But he is mistaken. I only serve and live for the World Heart. Thy elven city is closer. I can feel it. Forget these suicidal battles. If thou join with them, thy so-called friends will end up turning against thee out of fear or envy.
Is this for going to the Elf Kingdom?
Yeah. So...
What will the humans of the village come to?
Oh, this is interesting. We can't agree with him.
Okay.
So I think this is actually the decision where if we had gone demon, we wouldn't get this option.
Well, do we go through each one? Or who do you think is the one that Randval wouldn't betray me, Edwin's on your side, Runlar's reliable, Sybil will help me to the end, you're wrong, the captain will always take a stand with me.
I mean, realistically, all of them are good answers, but as far as, like, characters I'd like to have with us, I think Sybil, regardless of being a bit whiny and naive...
Has she forgiven you for the death of her father?
Yeah, one of the side quests is called Orphan, and you have two options. One is either, like, you know, your dad's dead and you need to kind of get over it, or I'm sorry about your dad. And if you pick the second one, she forgives you.
Did you do that?
The first couple tries, no. I didn't realize that was the turning point. The initial dialogue option.
Did
when
you
like,
choose the right one, though?
I just reloaded several times. Time travel! Okay, so I think we're going to go with Sybil, just because she's the most useful of all the allies, healing-wise.
Okay, I just hope that that's not the only character you can...
Sybil would never raise a finger against me. She will back me to the end.
The scribe, who is as pretty as she is innocent. Art thou naive? The scribes manipulated thee in the temple and the swamp. But thou placest thy trust in their leader's daughter? Their leader, whose killer thou doth protect? Thou hast no more choice. Thou must hasten to the World Heart and purify it. It is thine only chance. Do combat there, and if thou art not slain, at least one of thy companions, if not all of them, will betray thee to try to control or study the power I bring thee.
Vulcan? Vulcan? You were far away. Is it the demon? He was talking to you, wasn't he? Yes, it happens sometimes. You have to make a decision soon. Will you join us in the battle at Caralthas? I don't know yet. I understand. It's been a long day. I'll let you think it over for a while. Let me know when you've made a decision.
Oh, there we go. And we leveled up. Awesome. I'm going to put points in. So I assume we're going to the city because why not? Seems silly to not. Lucky, do I get... I already got Snooper and Finder. I got Craftsman. Can't do Mastercraft. Just trying to figure out how to...
So, what is the demon saying? Go to the elves or just go straight to the World Heart?
Yeah, I think you can kind of skip the entire elf section.
Really? Why would a game do that?
Or
maybe you choose to go and then something happens and you're forced to go with the elves. I don't know.
I don't know. I think you can skip it, though. I think this game actually lets you do that, as weird and silly as that is. Oh, interesting. Automatics. Oh, you get automatics as a result of side quests you've done. So this one gives me better traps, more life, and even more life. Good to know. That's really good to know. Okay, there's more into pyromancy. Can put 1 point in there and then unlock Fire Spirit. Not even sure. I guess it's like a summon effect. We'll see how good it is. It's probably going to be hideously expensive and we can never use it, but hey. And then once we max that out, we can go on to the other things.
I suppose talk with everyone?
Yeah, I guess we could ask everybody about their opinions. Let's just go counterclockwise. Or clockwise.
Prince Arundel is asking us to join up with his forces in Carolthas to fight the Dead Walker army. What do you think?
For years now, the Knight has fought in many battles and with many different armies. The generals, the kings, and the chiefs of those armies were usually ready to sacrifice the lives of their men with no remorse in order to win. If the mercenary goes to Carolthas, this prince will use him for his own purposes and sacrifice him if needs be. He cares for nothing beyond his own safety. And if he is faced with the Ice Lords, he would turn and flee, as did his brothers before him. The Knight is weary of these doubts and petty thoughts. He wishes to return to the attack and strike the Ice Lords at their very hearts. If he was in the mercenaries' place, he would listen to the demon and follow its plan. And he would like to know that he would not stand alone in this final battle.
Ah, so Randval agrees with the demon. Let's see what the captain says.
To be fair, Randval's position is much more sensible than anybody else's. Or at least the demon's. The demon's just like, fuck people. Randval's just like, yeah, he's a coward. Though to be fair, the Elf Prince was actually helping fight, which was kind of point towards him.
Okay, let's go.
We'll be able to break camp soon. Where's our next objective?
For now, we're going to stick with the Red Scribes. They haven't paid us yet, and they won't until we reach Carolthas. In any case, that's where we're headed. I sent Wolf on ahead of us a few weeks ago to see if he could find fresh volunteers for us, but I don't think there's much hope of that. This war is looking worse and worse for us. In 10 years fighting, the Dead Walkers haven't lost a single battle. I suppose we could hide for a while. But considering what's left of Bertiel, that would be like hiding in a pile of ashes. We have to come up with some alternatives. And for now, I can only think of one. The demon. For the moment, it's the only card we have left to play.
Thy captain is less stubborn than thee. Methinks I should perhaps have chosen him as a vessel.
You can't just switch through. That's true about using the demon as a card in this.
I'm gonna go with the top one, seeing as we're going the non-possession route. And I do think it would have actually given us the ability to choose here, considering this whole, like, talk to everybody route.
That's not a good idea, Captain. As long as we still don't know what he is, and more importantly, what he wants, I wouldn't trust him.
Well, up until now, he's been useful. I think if he'd wanted to harm us, he would have already done it, huh? But it's you that has to live with him, so I guess it's up to you.
Okay, so they're saying that they are going with the elf and that they want to use you, right?
Well, he doesn't want to go with the elf. The captain is like...
They're still going to Caelidfast, or...
Well, Randval said he wanted to keep going. The captain kind of skipped the question and was mostly just like,
No.
actually have to rely on the demon.
No, you're messing this up. Randval said he wanted to go to help the demon and not fight the petty elf wars.
That's what I'm saying.
The captain said that he sent people ahead to scout out the area because he and the Red Scribes are going with the elf.
That makes sense, though, because these guys, I mean, the Red Scribes probably don't have any kind of fighting force, so why even go after?
Okay.
Do you think we ought to follow the prince to Carolthas?
If you want to get to the World Heart, we'll need to go by there. But the prince's company seems both unnecessary and dangerous. Believe me, I know his type all too well. Invested with a mission he is soon overwhelmed by, probably named by some obscure prophecy. In the name of his family, or because of an idealized vision of his future duties as sovereign, he will give his all. In other words, all his imbecility. Chasing after glory and honor, unprepared and unprotected, he will only lead us to disaster.
Seeing the shit we're in, I don't think he's doing it just for the glory. He's got an interest in having everybody survive.
And in making it look like everyone has survived entirely due to his talents, and not those of a mercenary who can produce flames and defeat a general of the Deadwalkers. Do you really believe he wants you around just because he enjoys your company? Not to mention the increasing threat implied by our friends dressed all in red.
What do you suggest we do?
When we get to Carolthas, we better give them the slip and head to Blackfrost's domain.
Why should we go down there?
Because those lands are positioned quite close to the city of the elves, and like all the lands of the Ice Lords, it's a point of entry into the World Heart.
That's interesting. So she's saying go with the elves up until we can part ways with them.
Oh, we already know what Relmar's probably going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we should listen to Prince Arundel and go with him to Carolthas?
The great elven army and what is left of the human army in this part of Vertial are now gathering at Carolthas. Separately, none of these troops stood a chance. But united... well, in any case, it's the only hope we have left. Reinforcements from the Freeborn Blades and Red Scribes will help. And so will you, from what I've seen. And even if I don't approve of all the strategic choices made by my sovereign these last few years, I think he'll rise to the occasion now that he can no longer retreat. He knows the lands around Carolthas perfectly, so I'm sure he will bring the battle onto terrain that will favor us. And since you're curious to know more about what happened to you, my people's scholars are famous. They can surely help you.
You've got it all figured out.
I believe we can manage to hold the Deadwalker army back this time, though it's a bit early to start celebrating.
What do you intend to do now? We can't stay here.
I have to talk things over with the other members of my order. But we planned on going to Carolthas, and I think that is still the best idea. Everything that is left of the human and elf armies is there. If we join forces, we should be strong enough to hold out against the Deadwalkers. The contract with your company only ends once there anyway, and I doubt your captain wants to break it. What's more, it might be an excellent opportunity to learn more about your guest. The elven sages are famous, and their library holds many reference books. And I suggest, until we should learn more, that you neither listen to it nor obey it. I think it's lying to you, manipulating you, and that it has other goals than just our survival.
If you're wondering why I'm messing with the camera, it's because I like the play of light on the armor. They've got some nice normal mapping on it.
Mm-hmm.
Shiny. Anyway,
Okay.
last person to talk to.
Arundel wants me to go with him to Carolthas. What do you think?
You should go with him. Carolthas is our only hope for now, and the prince seems like a good man. We would be safer there. Both the human and elven armies are gathered there, and I believe you may find some answers there also. The elven sages are some of the wisest people on Vertial. If anyone can figure out what has happened to you, they can.
It's pretty obvious what happened to me. A demon has somehow gotten into my head, and now I gotta live with it.
And this does not worry you?
Yeah, it's starting to scare me.
I can imagine. These new powers come at a price, and I fear that you, Vulcan, your very self, may be the price that has to be paid. You must go to Carolthas so they can examine you. I believe you must find a way to control this thing, or even rid yourself of it before it's too late.
I'm surprised the demon has nothing to say about that. So, Randfall's like, no way. The captain says we should go with them. The witch says, you know, let's go with them as far as Carolthas, but then leave them. And then the Red Scribes and the Elf guy are like, oh yeah, our sages can help you with things.
I guess
It seems like either way we have to go by
kind of
there
through
anywhere.
there. Yeah, well, they can't have the game branch that much. See, I think the thing is, if we go the Demon's plan, we just kind of skip Carol Thas entirely, which is like skipping a part of the game. And I'm sure we'd be fine, but I think it would be better in terms of like gameplay and showing the entire game off if we go to Carol Thas and go with it. Because I don't like the idea of skipping an entirely large section of the game.
Okay, well, why don't we go talk with the Elf Prince and see what's up?
For some reason, he's just staring lustily at this plank here.
Nah.
Because he really is a trick.
There you are, at last. So, have you made your decision?
I will fight with you at Carolthas. Your army may be our only chance of victory.
Idiot! Thou hast sentenced thyself to death.
What were the other choices?
No, not yet, and I will not fight for you. There was, like, no actual dialogue options. It's just like, yes, no, talk to you later.